whoop, whoop, a whoop, whoop.
Blasko.
Joy to the world.
Finally, it makes sense. It's the time of year where that intro makes total sense.
Hallelujah. Was in Cleveland last night for this snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting in the elements,
Right.
no protection, and I just showed Joe the video. It was amazing. It was kind of neat. You know, it kind of felt like Christmas at the same time as being at a football game. And they were shoveling the snow off the field. It was cool. So we were just talking about, are you a Browns fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you lose sleep if they lose?
I used to, and maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I really didn't get very emotionally. I mean, it used to be that I'd have to plan weekend stuff so
around the game.
Oh yeah, and now I could just as easily skip it. I might watch it. I might not watch. So I'm kind of bought out a little bit.
Okay. Well, I had just told you before we got on air. My philosophy is this: they're grown men playing a game. I am not going to lose sleep over it. And you know, I'll cheer and I'll clap, but to a degree. Like, you know, they've never clapped for me when I started my work day, so I'm not going to lose sleep over them dropping a football or something. But it was fun to be there. We hit the casino first, went and had a nice dinner next door.
Did you gamble?
And then, I did gamble.
I like gambling.
Oh, yeah.
Let's gamble.
Yeah. So I didn't win. Actually, I was up, and then I was down, and then I was up, and then I was down, and I left down.
What'd you play?
Roulette. I love the numbers. And I know it's just a number game, but I truly believe part of me has a psychic ability, and I could pick numbers. I'm pretty good.
Okay.
You know, so I always, here's my go-to. I have 10 numbers I play. 5, 18, 10, 17, 13, 36, 23, 19, 29. How many is that? Did I miss one? 25. So I put a nickel on each. For those of you not familiar, that's a $5 bet on each number. So I'll drop a $100 bill in real quick in 2 spins, because it's $50 every spin, because I'm playing 10 numbers times 5 is $50. And if I hit, I hit. If not, I'll drop another 100. You know, I limit myself to the amount of money I will lose. But at the same time, I will not stop until I hit a certain number that I win. So once I'm up $500-600 or something, I'm like, all right, that's good. That's a good night. You know, I could walk away. Sometimes it could be thousands. Sometimes it's not. But I was so close to hitting my number to stop that I didn't. I kept going, and then I ended up losing. So
now, do you go there to win?
Yeah, I don't go. Some people say, I'm going to go there and just lose this much money. I mentally tell myself how much I'll allow myself to lose, but I go and think I'm going to win. I truly believe that for some reason I could hit those numbers. Like, so I like roulette. My brother and a couple of my buddies play craps. The craps, it's too much for my brain to process. You know, I'll put money on 8. I'll put money on 6. Play the hard line sometimes here and there, but I don't know enough about it. So roulette is my game. Blackjack is not.
Tell me about that, because that's my game.
Okay. Well, here's the reason. You would hate me if I were sitting next to you.
Okay. Because you hit on bad things.
I don't know when but I'll take your advice. And if the dealer's cool and doesn't mind the chit-chatting, I'll say, because sometimes I'm like, I'll have 16 and whatever they're showing. And I'm like, I don't want to hit. I think that's pretty good. But they're showing a face card, so you should hit on 60. So I F that up for everyone. I will only play blackjack if I'm with a bunch of buddies and we have a cool dealer and we're just talking.
Too much anxiety from the pressure of
I don't
the
want to
other
screw
people?
up. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not me. You know, it's a bet, whatever. I don't mind that. It's not hitting or holding at the right time. So you like blackjack. That's your game.
Yeah,
Okay.
I made a lot of money.
We talked about this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I made a lot of money on blackjack.
I know it's not legal, but I can see your mind not counting cards, but kind of being smart enough to figure out based on how many decks there are, how many cards have come up. Like, I'm sure you had a tally in your mind a little bit.
I
with regards.
can't deny.
Right.
I cannot deny, because I want to be welcomed if I should play it. But
Right.
I ruined the game for myself. I don't even really play anymore. But it's when somebody, like, I know how to beat the game. My wife and I would go up to Casino Niagara when we were just
back in the
out
day.
of high school into college.
You could cross that border easy back then, right?
Yep.
Like, Americans, come on in.
Take $50 with us. We'd win it up to 1,000. Then we'd go out and spend tourist money, and we did that pretty much every weekend.
Okay.
So
Wait, you
I
took
had
50 to 1,000?
50 to 1,000. Not even enough money to get back on gas. Like, didn't have enough. If we didn't win, we
You're
were
like,
hosed.
oh, shit.
Yeah, we were pretty good.
You're washing dishes.
Yeah.
Strictly blackjack.
Just blackjack.
Did you use her? I don't want to say as a partner.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We were
Playing
a
at
team.
the same table.
Same table.
Right next to each other? Do you have to have a space in between you?
It would depend on the openings. It was when it was super busy, you had to get whatever you could get.
Okay.
Now if she was in the anchor position, then that made things more difficult. But anywhere else, didn't matter if we were split up.
Okay.
But I was reading the whole table and I'm counting all of the cards. So she's just one of them.
Okay. Okay. So everyone being dealt whatever you're seeing, what they're being dealt, you're seeing. How many is it? The shoe? How many cards in the shoe? How many decks?
Well,
5 decks.
My
4
favorite
decks,
were
deck?
5.
5 decks.
Five deck were my favorite. When we went to Vegas, they would have single deck shoes, which was
Is that
super
hard?
easy.
Oh, that's easy.
That's
I think it'd
way
be easier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's only so many face cards. There's only 4 queens, 4
Yeah.
jacks, 4 aces,
Yep.
4 of everything. Wow. Do you like roulette? It's a
My
numbers
wife
game.
loves it.
It's-
Like,
yeah.
and I think it's because like they put that board up there that gives you the false sense that a color is due.
Yeah.
And she's attracted to that.
Right.
Like it's been black 97 times. It's got to
I
be
put
red.
$100
It's
on
gonna be red.
Black. Yeah, I did not win, but we had a great time. The game was fun. It was nice seeing all the people out. It was packed. It was good.
All right, so back to the Browns game.
Yeah.
Did you see the little Pickens melee at the end of the game? Did you hear anything about that?
No. Wait, when? No, because we probably ducked out right
Okay.
after. Okay.
So last play of the game, Hail Mary to
Yeah.
the end zone. I think it was Emerson who was covering him, and he kind of pushed him outside.
Lake and Palmer
back.
with him?
What's that? Oh, and he pushed him out the back of the end zone up against the wall, and they
Pushed Pickens?
Yeah, so they got into a little bit of a pushing match, shoving match, and then Pickens got into it with a fan who was jawing at him when he was back there. So these dudes, like,
Whoa.
high energy, little immaturity, a lot of testosterone out there. There were a bunch of little skirmishes that were out on the field. So
I saw a couple earlier in the game.
yeah,
right,
yeah.
shove
and
here and
I
there,
like when it's
flag
high energy
thrown.
like that,
right,
where they're
yeah.
right on the edge like that. But I think that misbehavior shows a lack of discipline.
I agree.
So, Pickens probably not my favorite person today.
It's almost like celebrating in the end zone. People
it.
say, just act like you've been there.
Exactly.
Walk in, do your touchdown. You want to drop the ball and give it a quick spin, but walk away. Or just the best thing is walk in, just give it to the... But there's so much hoopla and celebrating. Wasn't that canceled years ago? Weren't you not allowed to spike the ball, and there was a penalty if you did that? So, but now it's okay. You could spike it. You could spike it. You could do a dance. They do a whole damn TikTok right after the touchdown is scored.
It's good for brand. Like, it's good for the money-making side of things, sort of the celebration. So I think they're a little more lenient on it than they once were. When old school retired, the new guys are like, let's let them do that. They'll make TikTok and be good for the team.
Right.
And
People
the player.
like it. Ha! Okay. I read something the other day that bothered you, which I like because most things bother you. How do I have to word this? I'm going to start it off by saying, today I'm going to be adulting
Okay.
because you're my person and the struggle is real. Did I get that right? Today I'm going to be adulting.
You
are my person.
You just ruined it for me.
The struggle is real. All right. There's a lot of those buzz phrase quotes. Some are ridiculous. There is one I use, and you probably hate it. It's a one-word thing. Truth. I don't know, because it's almost like agreeing with you. Like if someone says something like, this weather's horrible.
Oh, say it
sucks,"
loud for the pros in the back of the room.
and I'll just say, facts or truth. Does that bother you?
It does.
I'm going to do it to you every day now.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a text every day.
But I'm the anti-cliche guy.
Truth.
So when I'm doing a speech or whatever, I will avoid cliches like the plague.
Oh my gosh. That was well done.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Well,
You know why it bothers me? Is
Okay, let me
because
hear. Well, why does it bother you?
It rips the original thought out of communication. You're almost taking somebody else's container and giving it to them. So it removes your creativity and your imagination out of communication, and I hate that.
well, the struggle is real. I mean,
What are you trying to do?
what other ones? There's a ton. You had a whole list of them on there. It's like
I can't even bring myself to do it.
adulting is nuts. You know what bothers me sometimes is someone, and I know people do it, and I'm sorry if you're one of these people. They're like, I need a new pest control exterminator. 1, 2, 3, go. And then they want everyone
2,
to
3,
like
go.
Wait,
It drives me freaking
Then they want
crazy.
everyone like to chime in or something. I'm like, just Google that shit.
Yeah, tell me you don't know how to use Google without telling me how to use
Exterminators
Google.
near me, and then 50 things are going to come up. You don't have to go to your Facebook family and say, I need this. 1, 2, 3, go. And then, poof, everyone pops in. Yeah,
Yeah, it really does bother me.
not as bad as, what's Blasko does? What do I not like? Do you remember? See
No.
how well you know me. Come on.
I don't.
You cut your finger, and then you want to post it. I don't
Oh,
like the
yeah.
open wound pictures.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I know you had knee surgery. Keep it to yourself.
Show me your scars, man. I don't believe you if
I don't
you
want to see
show
the
'em.
open wound. I don't want to see it.
What about pictures of like Thanksgiving dinner, like this big old turkey?
Listen, someone's proud of what they put together. I'm okay with that. I don't mind. I just don't like the open wounds. Speaking of Thanksgiving, it's coming. Do you host it? Do you go somewhere? Are you a traditionalist?
Well, it's usually a travel
oh, that's right.
day
Okay.
for me, but I'm not going this year. We're staying home.
Okay.
So
Park in the
we'll
RV. You're parking the RV.
park in the RV this year, and I'll probably go to like Bob Evans. You know,
I almost spit that coffee out of my mouth.
somewhere. I'll go someplace that's cooking because I'm not going through that. We're not ready for that. I don't want to host anybody.
Okay.
Don't really want to be around anybody right now.
Okay. If I
Today, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just today.
Just today. So I was watching your and Kellen's show, which cracks me up, and one of the things you guys were talking about was taking shoes off when you enter someone's house. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people, if it's, and I know there's bacteria on the ground and you don't like that, but if it's a dry day, I have no problem if you walk in. Most people will try to take their shoes off. I say, no, you're okay. But if it's raining and snowy and slushy and there's shit out there. then-
What about like? Do you use public restrooms?
Yeah.
Okay, lot. Once a
I
day?
mean, yeah, I travel like a maniac. I was just stuck in Florida.
And so when you
We got home at
walk into
2:30 in the
public
morning.
restrooms, have you ever analyzed what stuff is on the floor in a public restroom? I bet you it's not great, right?
Not clean.
Okay.
Not
and,
clean.
and after leaving the restroom, do you sanitize those bottom of the booties at all?
Yeah, I squirt the stuff and
Great
rub it on my...
little sanitizer, and then you walk into someone's house and you've got like poop juice and, and stuff like that all over the bottom of your shoes, and you just came in
And I'm tracking it all over.
all over. I could bring luminol around and bring the black light and show you the trail
Bacteria.
of bacteria that you just brought into my house. And I'm trying to stay healthy,
Right.
and you're bringing in poop juice.
All right. I will always offer to take my shoes off.
Okay.
Like, I'll make the attempt. I'll start bending down. But if they say, no, keep them on. I keep them on. You still take yours off?
Oh, I do, yeah.
You do, no matter what.
I don't allow myself to track that crap through anybody's house.
Okay. It's admirable.
I just hope my dogs aren't barking.
Right, yeah, because if your foot's bad or it stinks or this or that, you would take that over the bacteria.
I'll take the smelly feet over
Okay.
bacteria-laden houses. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Now, would you be insulted if I gave you like those booties that you put over your shoes? Those little
Yes,
that would bother you?
I wouldn't be insulted. I would think that's weird. I would think that's.
But
weird.
you do it there. You do.
I would
it.
do. Oh yeah. I wouldn't be a dick and say no. I'm not going to do that. I'm above that because I'm not. I used to do real estate back in the day, and a lot of the houses you would show, there would be a pair of booties at the front door because
Smart thinking.
a lot of people tracking through on the open houses, and a lot of people tracking through when you're showing
And you don't
a
want other
property.
people's stuff in your house.
So they had to put the booties on there. But if I went to someone's house, again, maybe it depends on what level of friendship I have. Like, I feel like we're friends. So if I came to your house and you gave me booties, I would think, I wouldn't take it personally offensive because I know how your mind works. I wouldn't think, oh, he doesn't like me, Blasko, with regards. He doesn't like the bacteria on my shoe from the public restroom I went to. So I would get that. I would do it. I'd booty it up. But I will keep my shoes on if someone says keep them on. I think
Okay.
you can tell when someone's sincere.
How about eating in the living room?
Oh, yeah, I heard that. So I like sitting down with the group and eating. And then after the meal is over, to me, dessert, this, that, anything else can be anywhere. Doesn't have to be in the same spot. So I'm okay with not eating separate, one in the kitchen, one in the living room, everyone, but after the meal is done, after we've said grace and held hands and did whatever, I'm okay with scattering after the meal.
And if you saw a passive-aggressive sign that said, do not eat outside of this room, would you think I'm being a dick by putting that sign up, or would you adhere to it and say, I will request thy?
I will always adhere to the rules and regulations of someone's house. I would respect that. But again, I would think that's odd. Just because I wouldn't do that. So it's not even so much odd that you're doing it. It's odd to me because my mind wouldn't even go there to think of that. So I would respect it though. Nah,
Is there anything that you have that you take such good care of that you know nobody would ever take that level of care with it, and so you don't even let people near it?
You mean like a inanimate object, or you mean like an area? Like
Either way.
my living room
Yeah,
versus like
either
a
way.
vase that
So
I have that I love.
have a Brunswick pool table
Okay.
that I'm meticulous about.
Okay.
I love that it's perfect in every way.
9-footer?
It's a big guy, yeah.
It's a big billiards table. I love pool.
And so, like, having food around it,
Okay.
I keep it covered.
You don't want
I
someone
keep
setting
it
a drink on
the
it. You don't,
felt
yeah.
perfectly clean.
You
So
green
can-
felt?
Huh?
You traditional green felt?
Yeah.
Pockets?
Yep.
So I've been on a pool league with my brothers and my cousin and a bunch of friends for 24 years. Tuesday nights are pool league night. It's hit or miss
We
when
should
we
play
can go.
sometime.
Yeah, I love pool. We used to play all the time. Well, we still do. It's the APA League, which is now, it used to be the Bush League or whatever. Now it's the American Pool Association League. And then you're ranked as a number. You know what I mean? You're either a 4, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, or 7's the best. I was always a 5. I range between a 5 and a 6. Sometimes I'd pop up to a 6 if I had a couple good weeks. But yeah, we'll play pool. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear my shoes in your
Okay.
house. I'm going to put my drink right on the table.
On the felt or on the
And then I'm going to
rail?
eat something real crumbly. So when I eat it, the crumbs go all over. And you're going to have to get your brush out.
I'll follow you around with a little Hoover.
Wait, do you put a sign up in your house that says eat here?
Yeah. Do not enter this room with food. Is probably how it's worded. My wife will probably change the language a little bit, but the first iteration
Wait,
is
that's not just for a typical Saturday night. That's
No,
for a Christmas meal. Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
when there are a bunch of people over.
Because
that
if it
don't
was
know
for
me.
a typical night, I would think that's extremely odd.
Yeah, no
But-
typical. night.
Okay, so
It's not
I
a
come over on a
permanent sign.
Saturday night and I have a piece of pizza and I walk from the kitchen to the living room because you're watching the game and I have it on a paper plate. You're not going to be mad at me if.
I might. It would make me uncomfortable.
All right, I'm just going right to your basement. Is that what the pool table is?
The pool table's
I'll
in the
be a
basement.
basement dweller when I come to your house. I
Okay,
won't-
and there's a little table where that's where the
sets
food
of
and
stuff.
drinks.
Okay. I will not walk around with food at your table. Speaking of food, so Thanksgiving, cranberry, you like what? I mean, is there anything you don't like besides everything in life?
Thanksgiving is the one meal that I do splurge, and I eat all of the things besides like desserts. I don't eat
Give me
any
yes
dessert.
or no's.
Yes.
Turkey,
Yes.
stuffing,
Yes.
mashed potatoes,
Sweet potatoes.
horrible. You know that's one of my 3 foods I won't eat. There are 3 things I won't eat.
I'll eat your helping.
Walnuts,
Okay.
horrible.
All right.
Black licorice, disgusting. And yams or sweet potatoes. Those are the only 3 things. I will eat a plate of liver and onion if you put it in front of me. I will eat whatever. Walnuts, black licorice, and yams are the 3 things I won't eat. Okay, so turkey, yes. Stuffing, yes. Mashed potatoes, no. Gravy on the turkey.
Yes.
Cranberry.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Old school in a can.
Yes, the
slice that
best.
jelly up. It's almost like a gummy.
Yeah.
It's like a little gummy bear. You know,
Oh,
slice
I can
that
eat a
up.
whole can myself.
Okay. Green bean casserole.
Yeah.
Corn.
Yeah.
Rolls with butter.
Yeah.
What other food am I missing for Thanksgiving? So the sweet potatoes, do you like all that? See, I can't see you liking the not mushrooms. The marshmallows
No
and
marshmallow.
the cinnamon. You know, they put all that shit
Well,
on.
I
It's
like
a
the
piece
cinnamon.
of
I have this
candy.
little, like, really good ratio of cinnamon to sugar that I put on, and it's special for me. And lots of butter.
Lots of butter.
Lots of butter.
Do you like it in a potato form or in a casserole form? Like sweet
Prefer the
potato
potato
casserole,
form.
like a potato.
Yeah, if somebody
you
has the
slice the middle,
casserole-
you put the butter in
But
there.
the casserole ones, they usually make it overly sweet, and it's just not for me. It tastes
Right,
like
the
pie
top
more
looks
than
like a
anything.
candy bar.
Yeah,
There's-
I usually can't take that.
Okay. We go to my brother's house. I'm the roll guy. So, because I'm single and people don't want to put a lot of responsibility on me, my sister-in-law's like, you're the roll guy. So I get the rolls every year from one of my favorite places in Youngstown, the Amish Market. Have you ever been?
Never.
I'm taking you.
Okay.
I'm not kidding you. When you walk in, so the Amish market, you know where that is on South Avenue? Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. It's only open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I think, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And everyone has a different thing. Like there's the popcorn lady over here, and the popcorn's amazing. They make bacon cheddar, they make dill, they make birthday cake, they make Oreo, Buckeye, all the different flavored popcorn you probably wouldn't like. Then there's the donut person over here, there's the pastry person over here, there's a Bavarian pretzel person over here, there's the meat counter over here.
Is there a surprise that I've never been there with the food list that you just threw at me?
But there's healthy stuff too. There is a vegetable area. There's fresh meat and produce,
Okay.
which I think you would appreciate,
Yeah.
coming right from the Amish farm, I'm assuming. Who knows? The Amish market is phenomenal. I'm going to give them a plug right now. So Cora at Cora's Bakery is the lady who always does the rolls for me. It comes in a 10-pack. I always order 5 packs. I pre-ordered them already. I pick them up on Wednesday, and I'm the roll guy. So on Thanksgiving, we'll go to my brother's house. He usually does 3 turkeys because he's a maniac, 1 in the smoker, 1 deep fried, and 1 in the oven.
Would you
And-
feel more satisfied if you baked the rolls yourself?
No.
Buying them is the way to go.
Because I couldn't bake them better than these Amish folks make them. But I can't believe you've never been there. Oh, my gosh. We're going to have to do a podcast live from the Amish market. It's just the smells, the sights, especially even at Christmas. Then they have the woodworker person over here making little signs. And
Really? Sounds pretty neat.
I think you would dig it. I think your mind would walk around and say, it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? It's not tacky. It's not trashy. Everyone's Amish working there. Super nice, super polite, but I would say do yourself a favor and you and the wife and
Check it out.
and
Maybe
really.
we'll go to the Amish market and go play some pool.
Yeah. Yes. Because the rolls are the best. Okay. Big boxing match just happened.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't watch it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that from you and Kellen chit-chatting. Purposely or just because Netflix was horrible that night,
I planned
guess,
on
or-
watching it when I saw that it was going to be on at 8. And I was kind of like doing other things and waiting for someone to say, oh, it's coming up. And I was going to run down to a restaurant and watch it, right? And when I saw it getting to be like 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock.
I thought it was 8 o'clock too. I'm like,
I can't stay up this
it's ridiculous.
late.
It didn't happen
And so
until
I
12
bailed.
something, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I wake up at 5. There's no way I
Yeah.
can pull off a fight and then
You're
come
a
to work.
maniac. I went to bed the other night at 3 in the morning because I got home from the airport at 2:30 in the morning. My flight landed at 1:28 a.m. in Pittsburgh. I almost got stuck in Florida. So we're on the tarmac. It was a late flight to begin with, so I was leaving 9:15 flight. So we board the flight. We're out, tarmac, ready. I'm thinking, waiting for this engine to fire up, and we're sitting there. I say to the guy next to me, I go, what the hell's going on? He's like, I don't know. Finally, the pilot gets on and says, technical difficulties, something's wrong with this or that. We have to go back to the gate. So I'm like, shit. I'm screwed because it's 10 o'clock at night. There's going to be no direct flight going to Pittsburgh that late. Well, thank goodness another flight was coming in from the same airline at the gate right next door. So they just took our pilot and our whole crew and shifted them over. And we left Florida probably 11 o'clock by the time we reboarded and repacked everything. Landed in Pittsburgh at 1:28. Got in my car, drove home by 2:30. And then I can't just go home and go to bed. So you know how my mind works.
yeah, you
I
gotta
have to
wind down.
unpack everything. I have to unpack all my shit. I have to get the mail out of the mailbox. I have to do everything. And then I went to bed a little bit after 3 in the morning. Which the reason I'm even saying that is you were probably waking up
I was.
shortly
I was just
after I
getting
was
up,
going
making
to
coffee,
bed.
and you're going to bed.
Right. All right. So the Tyson Jake Paul fight. Interesting. I don't know. People say that Jake Paul let off a little bit. Maybe Tyson wasn't on his game. But again, he's 58 years old. Did you, from what you watched with regards to the replays and all that jazz, did you think it was a fixed fight, or do you think it was legit? These two guys really want to go at it.
I don't trust in sports to be authentic in any way. I mean, I think just like in wrestling, they're beating up on people, but the outcomes are kind of known and orchestrated from the
Like
business side.
the WWE. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think
Scripted.
football,
It's kinda
basketball,
scripted.
they don't control all of it, but they control enough of it so that they're, they have an outcome in mind. And so I do think Jake Paul was taking a little bit easy. It was obvious in some places he would have tore up a 20, another 20-year-old. He took it easy on Mike. So
And there was how many years difference between? I don't know.
27, 58, so 30 years.
That's a lot of years.
Yep.
And Tyson still looked pretty good. He looked in shape, but he just looked a little.
I was
sluggish.
impressed with his performance.
Right,
He
he didn't-
performed better than a
It wasn't
58-year-old.
horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to still hurt when he punches you.
Hell,
Right?
Yeah. If you caught something,
Would you
from
get in the
Tyson-
ring with him for $1 million one round?
No.
It ain't worth it. We ain't waking up.
No. I wouldn't be. He has an uppercut. I saw it in Mike Tyson's Punch Out when I was a kid, and he'll rock you. And if and I don't know how to defend against that, so it's one punch and those fight's over, and I'm dead. No $1 million for me.
Well, your wife and your friends could use it. I mean, think of us, Joe. Don't be so greedy. I mean, do it.
But $1 million doesn't spread real thick,
right?
So maybe 100 million, like a legacy changer.
I would go 100 million. I just keep running around the ring so he couldn't catch me.
Tire him out, but you'd never knock him out. You just have to go all the rounds and not a single punch was thrown.
Right.
You'd have to tag him once just to.
I'd run up real quick.
Quicken.
Gut hit him.
A quicken. It would be the worst fight ever. You imagine what they'd be
complaining
people
about
be
yelling
at
me.
Media?
Who's that idiot running around the ring?
Yeah.
So I saw a picture you posted the other day, and then you did clarify it, which made me happy. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. At the Federal, good old Youngstown, the Federal, decorated, beautiful. And I saw the picture that you posted of you and your lovely wife, and there you had the earbud in. I go, what the hell is Joe doing listening to the earbuds? But explain real quick, that was not listening like to music. That was a listening device.
It is.
Correct?
Yeah.
Is that, is it from... Is it an AirPod or is it a separate company that just makes it look? So it is an Apple and it's an enhancer, correct? Or
it opens up the microphone,
okay,
right? And so you can hear sounds around you, and it pipes it right into your ear like a hearing aid.
So you like it? It works.
I love it.
Both ears bad? One ear bad?
Both are terrible.
Okay, so having those in allows things to amplify. How was the Federal?
It's awesome.
Was it awesome?
Food was great. Yeah.
Was it? So I don't think I've ever eaten there. Did they have a special Christmas meal, or was it
everything was themed Christmas? They go gangbuster.
I mean, it's like someone threw up in their Christmas, right? You walk in and there's shit everywhere.
Yeah, it's a little underdone. Like they,
I've seen pictures. I go, what the hell's going on?
They put a lot of effort into making that the most Christmassy place you ever visit.
Their menu, food and drink, is geared towards Christmas.
Yep. You don't even really know what it is because it's like, there's
a candy cane sticking in there. There's a.
Yeah, everything's themed. So the names of it, like the St. Nicholas sandwich, right? What is that?
Corned beef and hash. Who knows? Okay.
It's really good. No, they have descriptions, but they go way to the over.
So can I walk into the Federal?
No, they are booked up all the way through the holiday.
Now, see, that bothers me. I get it. You want to have a certain area for reservations, fine. But what happens if I'm downtown? I want to have a drink and I want to go support them and help them out, give them some money.
But if you could just walk in and have the entire restaurant. Versus letting a table where you didn't come downtown and it's empty now. Is that fair to the business owner or the servers?
Not fair to the servers or the business owner, but then at the same time not fair to the public. If you're gonna
get on the reservation list, it's not
ridiculous. I heard it's ridiculous to get on that reservation list.
It's not out of reach. I got on. Well, I know people, so I made a couple phone calls, but.
Well, I'll call you then if I ever want to go down there.
Get into the
you get your people down there.
I'll get it. My people take care of it.
I do like it down there. I love the downtown. We did a show downtown once. Remember that?
I remember that.
Night of Inspiration with Joe Danier and Brian Blasko.
Right around the corner at the
It was so good. All right, what do you want to talk about? Come on, what else? What's on your agenda? Let me see what I got here. Oh, you did post something else that I liked. And it did bring back childhood memories. The Better Home and Gardens cookbook.
The cookbook.
Everyone had it. That little checker, red and white, with the blue, it said Better Homes, and everyone had that cookbook.
Everyone did.
Did we have to order that? Not we, our parents.
I don't think anybody knows where they come from.
Yeah.
I think every person when they're born is given their Betty Crocker cookbook.
Yeah, I saw that picture, and it did bring back my childhood.
Yeah. Can you mentally walk around the house you grew up on and just can picture where everything is?
Yes, I knew what cabinet had what cupboard had what. We lived on the corner of Sheridan and Bancroft in Brownlee Woods. Just a little ranch, 3 bedrooms, me, my mom, my dad, my 2 older brothers, so there were 3 of us in there. And I can remember. I just drove by my childhood house the other day. I like driving by every once in a while and seeing. I think, God, I spent 18 years of my life in that one house.
All right, so give me some relationship advice here then. So let's just say in your house, in the bathroom, you had a medicine cabinet. You put all the medicines in the medicine cabinet.
Okay.
But your other, when they grew up, they had a medicine cabinet in
outside
the kitchen.
Okay.
And so, like, I would fashion my dwelling over what I'm used to or around what I'm used to. And now I don't know that this is an impasse. Like, who wins that?
There's a disconnect there. I guess you have to give a little, get a little. So that, look, some compromise has to happen.
But from a logic standpoint, it makes no sense to put things you would need in the bathroom in the kitchen.
Okay, I agree with that. Here's my argument with regards to negotiation and persuasion.
Yeah.
Did we talk about
Okay,
this before?
all right.
So sometimes we're so set on our agenda of proving why we should be right that we forget to empathize why they might think the way they think.
Did I just illustrate that perfectly well?
Yes. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do see how there could be a little headbutt because you're used to it's like ketchup in the fridge versus ketchup in the cupboard. Where do you keep your ketchup?
I keep it in the cupboard.
See,
my
I
family
can
keeps it in the
never
refrigerator.
be married to you.
It was off limits to begin
I'm a
with,
fridge
so-
guy.
Are
My
you really?
ketchup is in the fridge. Always has been, always will be. I don't know why. Now, you buy it on the shelf in the supermarket. It's on a shelf, not in the fridge. I get that. But once it's open, I'm not even sure if it says refrigerator after opening, but I always keep my ketchup.
In restaurants, you don't think that's sitting in the refrigerator, do you? It's sitting out on tables all day long.
That is true. Now, I'm trying to think when I did bartend and wait tables at the end of the night when we took the ketchup, did we put them in a cooler or in a fridge? I don't think we did.
No,
I think we just
because it
stacked them
doesn't
on a
need to be
stacked them on a shelf
in the
back.
refrigerator. Doesn't need to be there. So
Doesn't
you,
need. It's personal preference. It's preference. I just prefer it.
Okay.
How about that? You're right.
You like
Doesn't
cold
mean-
ketchup instead of
Love it.
okay.
All right, go back to the. So, do you and your wife have a few of those things where you grew up a certain way and it should be this way, and she grew up a certain way?
We
and
split the difference usually. So like
So you do
I have a
compromise.
bathroom cabinet for the
Okay.
things I think should be there, and she occupies a cabinet in the kitchen where she puts things that she thinks should be there. So we have some duplicate items, of course, but we're catering to each other's needs.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Is that a good compromise?
yes,
Come on,
it is. It is because I was just talking about this in one of my speeches last week with regards to persuasion and negotiation. I feel like I said this before. I feel like I say a lot of things, but I feel like this maybe I did, maybe I didn't. So, with regards to negotiation, sometimes we're so focused on proving our point right that we forget to at least empathize their side. Now, empathize doesn't mean roll over, lay down, let them
Yeah, I
walk
still
over
think it's
you.
stupid to put the
Right.
things in there,
So
even though she has it.
Right. But you're at least willing to see why. So here's the thing. So you and your wife want to paint the living room. You're in agreement. Joe says blue, she says yellow. Now the argument starts. Blue, yellow, blue, yellow. Sometimes we get so focused on pushing our blue agenda that we forget to at least empathize why yellow. So then your wife says to you, well, my mom passed away 2 years ago. Yellow was her favorite color. I feel if we paint this room yellow, it'll help heal my soul.
All right.
That changes the whole. It
does.
Now you may have hated her mother, like I never liked the bitch. No, just and still might not have to do it yellow, but at least you know why. And that's the point of argument and negotiation that people miss. I get it. Push your agenda, but don't be so stubborn-headed that you at least can't figure out why. Empathize. That's what empathy
Okay,
to me is.
since empath is the word of the day, so I love eating sardines. Right?
Okay.
I love them.
You do right out of the
Yes,
jar, right out of the can.
Right out of the can. Just
Okay.
love them, and they stink really bad.
Horrible.
And
Yeah.
so, my love for sardines is trumped by other people's unwillingness to smell sardines for a couple of hours.
Okay.
So who gets to win? Should they not have empathy that I'm enjoying
They
my
should.
dinner
They
of
should say-
sardines? And should I not want to shield them from the
Yeah.
smell of sardines?
It's kind of a 50-50 thing. Hey, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I will eat sardines. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I won't. But yeah, it should be a give and take.
So
They
when
should
you
empathize with you. This dude likes it. I'm just going to suck it up and let him do it. Or you eat the sardines in the garage. So you still get to eat them. You just eat them in an area that's not.
I eat it on the back deck, and the whole time I'm thinking, I am not important. I'm not important enough
This
to
is
eat.
bullshit. I'm
Is
sitting
anybody
out-
else eating their stuff that I disagree with out on the back deck?
Yeah, that's a good
It's
point.
an unfairness. But I've made the sacrifice, and I haven't made it contentious, but it may someday. 'Cause
I
I'm a-
say just do it in the living room one day. If they start bitching and moaning, say, listen.
I did it the other day.
You know how many times I've eaten out on the deck? You guys can suck this up for a little, and then go, then like blow the smell towards
It
them.
lasted for about 3 days because I must have dripped some oil somewhere and the oil was
Oh,
stinky.
sheesh.
So I ruined it. If I'd have got away with it, where it'd have
Okay.
been gone by the time they got home, it would have been a different story. But the whole time, it still stinks in here, and I was like, that was me.
Dang it.
Dang, sardines.
Rats. Do you put salt and pepper on them?
No,
They're
I just
either
eat 'em.
oil-based or water-based.
I like both. I
I
like
think
the
my father
oil-based
used
better.
to like them. Oil-based, kind of like tuna, right?
Yeah.
So tuna could be in a water and an oil base. Do they still make it where you have to roll the thing?
No.
But do you remember that, though?
Oh,
They used
yeah,
to-
yeah.
Now it's just like
You
pop
pull them
top.
up. Yep.
And they're sitting there, and you just go,
Yeah, just eat them right out of the can. And you can't do it too often because lots of mercury in those fish, and
Yeah.
you get a little poisoning from them. But maybe every other week I'll have a can or two.
How about mercury in our thermometers when we were young? They're like, I'm going to put this in your mouth and in your butt. We're going to get you mercuried up. I mean, when did we realize
We used
that
to
was
play
bad?
with what was that silver stuff?
That was the mercury.
We used to play
yes,
with.
if you busted open a thermometer, it would move like a little blob here and there. Yes.
Yeah, you used to be able to play with it and wouldn't get all over your. But it was getting in your blood and poisoning you.
And now we find out it was bad. It was like lead-based paint. Who knew? You know.
What about that stuff, mercurochrome, the red stuff you would put on your stuff? That had mercury in it.
That and benzene, iodine and benzene. So I remember that vividly. I did gymnastics for like 6 years, and in gymnastics on high bar, it's called rip. You tear, so your callus would rip open, even though you had. And I remember my coach Ed Drennan. Shout out to Ed and Anthony. They would pour that iodine red, and it would burn
big time.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. Oh, gives me the chills.
Everybody's
thinking
hands
about
were
it.
stained red because they dripped that stuff on there.
Right. And then thumb suckers, they had something to put on your thumb so it didn't taste. I always wanted them to put chocolate flavor on there so it tasted. Were you a thumb sucker?
Yeah.
I was a thumb sucker, and nice teeth. Never had braces or anything. I got lucky. I guess I stopped sucking. But I think the sucking of the thumb, because the teeth were so, what's the word I'm looking for? Not young, but not like fully. They would push
immature.
They would push forward. So if you sucked your thumb a lot, it would push your teeth because they weren't set in stone yet.
Yep.
And a lot of people had buck teeth, but had protruding teeth because of the thumb sucking. But it was like a pacifier kind of thing. Just cuddled up. I didn't have a favorite blanket though. Did you? I didn't have a favorite blanket or stuffed animal. Like people have that stuffed animal still as they're adults, and they're like looks like it's came from Chucky's house.
It's special to them. They take
I never had a blanket. I never had a stuffed animal. That's a sad childhood. I did let my dog sleep in the bed with me though. Would you let your pet sleep in the bed with you? Let's talk about that. Pets in beds. We know how I feel about pets in stores.
And the cat would always curl up, and I didn't mind it so much.
At the bottom of your feet or up to... okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't mind that?
I didn't mind it.
Do you have pets now?
No.
No. Because you don't like them or just don't want them?
Wife's allergic to it. Okay. She's miserable.
So the dander and the hair and all. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind sleeping with a pet. But if you have 4 dogs and they're taking over the bed, F that. That's just too much. Listen.
It's your bed. It's your castle.
Just let me just roll over and relax. Okay. Well, I'm tapped out.
Okay.
What do you got? What do you got? Come on. What do you got for me?
Got to talk about AI.
What are you drinking first of all?
This is iced coffee.
Nothing in it?
Nothing in it.
Okay.
Just black iced coffee.
Okay. Ice baby.
So AI. I don't know if you saw this the meme I posted yesterday. AI is generating images that are getting hard to distinguish between what's real and what's not. Right. And
images of specific things or just
I can go to Grok right now.
What's
and
Grok?
Just, Grok's an AI that's built by X.
Okay.
And you can say, show me an image of a dragon that has 3 tails and is named George, and it will paint you a dragon. Let's see if I'm logged in.
Listen, I would love to see this.
If I'm logged in over here, we'll do it. If not,
okay.
Haha. Let's see. Where's Mr. Coe?
I've never once even gone to an AI site and you know how people redo their face? Like, this is me in AI form? I'm like, first of all, you look nothing like that. Don't post that picture ever again. That's another thing that drives me nuts. When people post that image of what they could look like based on this and they post it all over the place, I go, that looks nothing like you. Stop posting that.
A lot of people do it. It's a paid thing over here, so I'll just describe it to you. So anyway, graphics creation, videos and images. You can let me show the image that I posted here, and then I will get your feedback on it first.
Is it a picture of you with hair?
It is not.
Oh,
so it was funny because I said I took an AI image and see if you're good at at telling if it's AI generated
so
or
this is
a
a person. Looks like she's a barista. Oh God, I just saw the hands. She's got feet for hands.
Yes.
Wait, you didn't tell her to do that? Wait, what did you say to this? Go. Okay, it's a woman holding a tray with a coffee on it, but her hands are feet. Okay, did you say
barista serving coffee with hands as feet.
Oh, you
feet
said
as
that?
hands. Yes.
Oh, shit. And that's what came up.
That's what came up.
I mean, that looks legit. I mean, it took me a second to realize that those were feet.
Yeah, it used to be that AI wouldn't properly be able to look right, so weird angles in the skin and fingers didn't look
That looks
right.
flawless.
It does. It looks like she has feet for hands.
All right, what are the benefits of having the AI other than just sticking around like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so the images are so good that we can't tell.
Yeah, so if you told it to like program an application for you, you could tell Grok to write the code for it. So replacing human beings is what its goal is. So if you have someone take a picture, right, versus you saying, hey, here's a picture, make me on a horse with, 3 legs or whatever, it can just generate pictures.
I don't have to actually be there to snap the picture
No,
because
the pictures are now
you could tell
replaced
the
by,
picture.
you give it some sample data and it can create the rest.
Would it be your face in the picture?
Yes.
But would your face look like your face? Or does it look like something like, holy shit, this looks nothing like you? Stop.
Getting so good that eventually it'll look just like your face. It's so good.
It doesn't make you look prettier or
You
better
could.
or no blemishes.
You
Like
could.
the filter crap, like the filter stuff.
You
know
could
what I mean?
totally
That's-
make it
But I
filter.
don't like that.
Right.
It's not the real
It's going to
person.
make you look natural.
There was a meme one time, I forget what it was on. It was like people post pictures with filters and then they go missing, and we're looking for a beauty queen when we should be looking for Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
your picture you've been posting looks gorgeous over here like this, and then all of a sudden we see the real. Yeah, I don't like that. So AI, have you done you like make me a professional headshot? You know how they do those things.
Oh yeah,
Did
I've
it
put
look
it through.
like you? Were you bald still?
I was bald.
Okay, it didn't like add hair and like we're gonna spice
not.
this. Good, because that's not you.
No.
It wouldn't be Joe Daniel. Did it give you a beard?
It could add facial hair.
You don't have
They
that
put
much
me in a
gray. You have a
tuxedo?
little bit of gray. Like, I'm almost full blown gray. This is ridiculous.
It happens.
I don't mind.
It's
Who
part
gives
of
a
it.
shit, right?
But yeah, it put me in a tuxedo.
okay.
It put me, in a king's chair with a scepter. Like, just threw everything at it, and the stuff. It's getting there. It's not there. So
Okay.
you think it's going to replace humans now, but it's so close.
I did see. This is not AI, but I think it's robot. I think next year they're going to try to have 13 prototype robot umpires in baseball.
I could see that.
Right?
For
So-
sure.
I'm wondering how that would look. Would it literally be like a human being behind the catcher, or would it just be like a machine? You know what I mean? Like balls and strikes, it would be able to accurately, I believe.
Yeah. Put sensors in the ball. Put sensors on the plate.
Yeah.
And it
So
would
do you
be
think it'd be like
100%
a
accurate.
fake, like human being?
It
back?
wouldn't be a fake human
Because
being.
that'd be kind of freaky.
It'd be a display. Like it would show
right
the,
behind.
You ever
Oh,
watch
it'd have like a scoreboard.
Yeah, like on ESPN where they show you the potential of what the next pitch is going to be and what
Yes.
sort of like that.
Do you like that?
I do. I like accuracy.
I do like the accuracy, but then I feel bad for the umpires. I mean, what are they going to do now? They lost their job to a machine.
They're not all that great anyhow.
Ball, strike. I mean, that's it. You got one job: ball or strike.
And they're not if they're not good at it, you're going to be replaced by some kind of technology.
And they do make mistakes because there's automatic, what's it called, replay or whatever. You know what I mean? There's a lot of challenges. And I used to think, oh, that's not fair. Then I thought, no, that is fair because they'll show the replay and the guy did not fumble, but you said fumble and you gave it to the other team, but realistically he didn't. So human error in those types of atmospheric events are more prevalent than other spots, I think.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like an automated thing.
me not trusting professional sports,
It's
like
just
one
your
of the
eyes
one of the
seeing it.
variables is that you could be more lenient on calls on one team and skew the results of the game. I mean, Pickens was a good example. There were a couple of defenses against Pickens that were absolutely should have been a flag for
right.
sure. And if there were I bet you though on every play there would be a yellow flag. I don't even know how they would play the game.
You're right.
Without there being a
There's
flag.
got to be, to me, there's holding every play.
Every
Those
play.
guys on the line, when they hit each other, that wouldn't be fun. I don't
Yeah,
want
so
that.
they'd have to remake the game so that they'd have to figure out how to not get a holding call on every play.
I did like your conversation with you and Kellen regarding sport versus not pleasure, but chess as a sport because there's a winner and a loser and there's an outcome. You guys didn't you have a conversation about that? What makes a sport a sport? Is gymnastics a sport? Is running a sport?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
cheerleading a sport versus a competition? That was
Yeah.
it. Which was a good. I would watch that if I were you guys. It was good. It was unpopular opinions with Joe and Kellen. It was good conversation. And you made a lot of good points. And I think you didn't sway her, but you allowed her to see your side of it. You know, because there could be an argument both ways with regards to cheerleading, because I was watching that, and there, again, it's a human making the decision whether or not that thing. But if there's a concrete set thing that if you do, you get this 4 points, and if they do it, they get those 4 points, I think that takes the element of I like this person, don't like this person, I'm having a bad day, whatever, out of the equation if it's specifics.
Yeah, and so like even a beauty contest, right?
Right.
If there were attributes that gave you certain points and other attributes that gave you another point, it would be scan you, right?
Yeah.
Here's your score, and then here's this other person, right?
That would be accurate. That would be a sport.
It would be a sport.
Because it'd be a winner and a loser based
Right.
on the criteria presented.
But if it's that person that I'm playing against, the judge, and I have to win them over, then it's not really a sport.
All right, I get it. I do get that. That made sense. It was a good not article, episode.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Folks, have a good Thanksgiving.